have you got in here, Sam?
Books, not bricks. I've got GCSEs in 2 weeks, remember?
So, what do you need books for?
Dad said we might not be able to get internet up here.
What? A whole week with no Wi-Fi? Got signal.
Now remember you two, you can text and call your parents, but no one else. This is only a safe house because no one, other than them, and a few individuals in Gloucestershire Force know you're here.
Are there other houses in this, what's it called?
Witness Protection Programme, Ed. Yeah, they're dotted about all over the place.
Well, what do the neighbours think?
Oh, the nearest neighbour's a farmhouse, half a mile away. Most people think this is a holiday let. It's very secure.
So that hard man who was following me,
Can't follow you anymore.
was he a member of the gang that's going on trial?
We're not sure. I certainly hope not,
Why?
because they're a very nasty bunch, and we don't want them intimidating our witnesses.
Well, can't you just arrest him?
We'd have to catch him first.
Are there other witnesses?
There are, but you're the key witness, Sam. What you heard and what you saw could put these crooks behind bars for a very long time.
Makes me feel a bit nervous.
Don't worry, sis. I'll protect you.
Is that a threat or a promise?
And of course, there'll be Mrs. Drummond to keep house. She was a uniformed officer before she retired, so she's the right person to have around.
We can go out, can't we? We won't be stuck in the house all this time.
Only if you're accompanied by Mrs. Drummond. She should be here shortly. Why don't you two go upstairs and pick your rooms, and then get unpacked?
Only could you please carry my case, big bro?
It's going to dislocate my shoulder.
Ooh, look at that huge spider!
I bet they got rats here too.
Is that Luca? Well, put him on. He's expected this. Luca? Yeah. We've arrived at the safe house. I've texted you her number and the address. Have you got it? Good. It's right in the wilds of the Scottish Highlands, on the coast. Hell of a journey. Right, my friend. I want half the dosh for this up front. Tomorrow evening at 6. Usual place for the drop. What? Oh no, my friend. You know it's worth every penny to you for this trial to collapse through lack of evidence. I should be charging you double. Say again? No. I can't guarantee it will keep her away from the courtroom, but it's worked before, and she's scared enough already.
It's only me, Inspector!
I've got to go. Come in, Annie.
Well, Inspector, how was your journey?
Flights were on time for a change, but it's still quite a hike from Gloucestershire.
I expect so. But the scenery makes it all worthwhile.
I don't know how you stand it up here. What do you do with yourself in the evenings?
Oh, I'm not one for nightclubs, me, Inspector. Now, brother and sister, Samantha and Edward, isn't it?
They prefer Sam and Ed.
I'm so hungry.
This sounds like them now.
You're just greedy.
Right, kids. This is Mrs. Drummond, who's going to look after your every need whilst you're here.
Welcome to Cormac's Ruin, Sam and Ed.
Cormac's Ruin? Is this what this place is called?
And there's a story behind that. But I'll tell you all about it once you've settled in.
I better be on my way. You're reporting daily as usual, Annie. Good. Have fun, everyone.
Now, did I hear someone say they were hungry?
Starving.
Burger, chips and beans?
Please.
Right, shan't be long. You two make yourselves at home. TV's not brilliant, but just about works.
She's right about that TV.
Mrs. Drummond's nice, isn't she?
Hey, catch this. I'm talking about the trial.
And just a week to go before the notorious drugs baron Enrico Forgione goes on trial, accused of triple murder, attempted murder, and importing more than £500 million worth of cocaine in one of the largest ever drug seizures in the UK. There is concern that while Forgione and most of the gang members are in custody, one of them remains at large. And the other main news story...
I know what you're thinking, Sam. But don't worry. You're safe here.
But that could be the man they haven't. But that could be the man who's following me, the one they haven't arrested yet.
It couldn't be. He has no idea of who you are.
But suppose he follows us up here.
He can. It's the police who follows the criminals, not the other way around.
I suppose.
Food's up, people!
Brilliant. Come on, we can order a burger.
One more biscuit.
I couldn't, thanks. I'm stuffed.
You were going to tell us about this place, Mrs. Drummond. Why it's called Cormac's Ruin.
I won't close the curtains. We might get a glimpse of the Aurora Borealis. Add a bit of mystery to the tale.
The Northern Lights. You can see those up here.
They forecast we might be able to see them this week sometime. And if you're into stargazing, this is a wonderful place to view the Andromeda Galaxy.
Oh, that's so cool.
There are all kinds of wonderful things you can see here, eh? We'll go for a walk tomorrow on the beach. We might see dolphins or even orca whales.
Are you Scottish, Mrs. Drummond?
Oh, I
You sound
wish.
Scottish.
It's my husband who's the Scot. But I love this place just as much as he does. Now, Cormac's Ruin. I don't suppose your history books covered the Highland clearances, did they?
We've never done anything in Scotland. Just the Russian Revolution because of the First World War.
Doesn't surprise me that Scotland doesn't get a mention. Both the English government and the Scottish landlords have got a lot to answer for in the Highland clearances.
What was it that was cleared? Was it like trees?
It was people, Sam. Crofters in the 18th and 19th centuries who were trying to earn a living and were forced to leave their homes to make way for the Scottish landlords to farm sheep. Robert Cormac was one of the crofters.
They forced them to leave their homes.
In some cases, they burnt them down.
Where did they go?
Some went to America or Canada, some to Australia. This place was burnt to a crisp. But much later, it was rebuilt and made much larger than the original crofter's cottage. The new owners called this place Cormac's Ruin, in honour of its former inhabitant. There's a painting up there that shows what the original crofter's cottage probably looked like.
That's so sad.
But it's good that it's now a safe house sheltering key witnesses like you so that justice can be done. And talking of justice, you ever heard of kelpies?
They're magical shape-shifting horses, aren't they? I love horses.
Horses with dripping manes and tails that come from rivers, lochs and the sea. They say that kelpies appear whenever an injustice has been done, and that some were seen after Robert Cormac sailed for Canada.
Oh, how I'd love to see a kelpie. I wonder if let me ride it.
Don't get us started on horses. She'll go on and on.
It looks like we're in luck. Come on, we'll get a better view from outside.
place. It must take half an hour to get from one place to the next.
Ed,
Yeah?
you know whilst you're on the beach,
Hmm.
did you see that man looking down at us?
What man?
The man on the cliff?
No, I didn't see any man. I saw the two surfers on the beach though.
He's about the same height and build as the man who followed me.
He was probably just walking his dog.
He didn't have a dog.
Not one that you can see, but I bet just about everybody in this place has a dog.
Suppose he wasn't from this place.
Sam, he couldn't have been the stalker. He has no way of knowing where you are.
He's freaking me out, Ed. I can't get him out of my head.
Well, then we must tell Mrs. Drummond. She would want to know.
Suppose she doesn't believe me, though.
She's not like that, Sam. She will believe you.
I'll tell her at lunch then.
No, I wouldn't bother with that. It's really, really boring.
It's a trial again, isn't it? A leaked report ahead of the trials of drugs baron Enrico Forgione has alleged that a witness has withdrawn their evidence. The witness, who cannot be named for legal reasons, is thought to have received threats on his life. Threats on his life!
That's why you're here, Sam. Stuff like that can't happen to you.
I've had this said. Why should I have to do this?
You don't. But remember what Mum said? If you don't have to put these men away, you're always going to be scared.
I wish I'd never seen it. Why did it have to be me?
Come on. You're going to go tell Mr. Drummond about this man right now.
Were you in the police force, Mrs. Drummond?
I was, Sam.
Was that up here?
I should be so lucky. No. It was in London. There's hardly enough crime up here to warrant a police presence.
What sort of crimes did you deal with?
Oh, muggings and household burglars mostly.
So not drugs and really violent crime then?
There was some of that, yes, but nothing like on the scale there is today.
Was this gang, around at that time?
Forgione's bunch of thugs. No, they were operating out of Naples at the time and were linked with the Camorra.
What's the Camorra?
Like the mafia, only bigger and even more vicious. Naples was where they had their headquarters, although later they moved into other towns like Aberdeen of all places.
Aberdeen?
I know, it's hard to believe, isn't it? But you see, they can operate under a cloak of respectability. Someone can be, say, a restaurant owner at the same time as being a drugs baron in the criminal underworld. This was something new for the Scottish police forces, but we're getting better at it.
I hate thunder.
Oh, you've nothing to fear from it, my dear.
I'm off to bed. I quite like thunder. Night all.
Night, Ed. You've been extremely brave, my dear. Not everyone would do what you were doing in the name of justice.
I don't feel very brave, Mrs. Drummond, and a lot of the time I wish I wasn't here.
I expect you do. Would it help to tell me what it was you saw that brought you here as a key witness?
Yes, I think it might.
You were on your way home from school, weren't you?
I had stayed up for a drama rehearsal and I was running to get to the bus station. And that's when I took a shortcut down an alley. And that's when I heard the car.
You heard the engine.
Yes, the engine was screaming. When I got to the end of the alley, I saw a man running on the pavement. At first I thought he was coming towards me, and I thought he was after me. But then I realised he was running from the car. It went up on the pavement, and it knocked him down.
You saw the driver?
As he drove off, yes. I'll never forget his face. I wish I could.
What did you do next?
The man was lying very still. I called 999, asked for the ambulance and the police. And that's when the driver came back.
That must have been terrifying, my dear.
Well, I thought, I can't get out of here now because I have to wait for the ambulance. But then he ran down his window.
He said something to you.
He said, "You never saw this, did you?"
He threatened you.
I was dreading he was going to pull a gun on me or something. But then I heard the police sirens and he drove off.
And it was then the police arrived.
And the ambulance. They said the man wasn't dead.
But they could still have been charged with attempted murder. Now, you're extremely brave, my dear.
I've never been so terrified.
But going through with something when you're terrified is what real bravery is all about.
That's what Ted says. It's so nice having him here with me.
And it was after that someone started following you.
Going to school the next morning, I was waiting at the bus stop, and there was a man at the bus stop across the road, and he was staring at me. But when his bus arrived, he didn't get on. He just kept staring.
What did he look like?
Detective Inspector Jones asked me that, but it's so hard to describe because he just looked so ordinary.
If someone showed you a photograph, do you think you'd recognise him again?
Yes, I'd recognise him.
And you saw him again?
Coming home from school, I had made sure I was with friends, but he definitely followed us all the way.
Did he get on your bus?
I'm not sure if he did, but I know he definitely didn't get off when I stopped, thank goodness.
And it was after that that your father contacted D.I. Jones and made all these arrangements. Tell me, Sam, did the man on the cliff top look anything like the man who followed you to the bus station?
I couldn't see his face. He was too far away, but he had the same height and build as the man who's following me.
Right. The boys at the station need to know about this.
Thanks, Mrs. Drummond.
I'll just make a last call. Would you like one?
No, thanks, Mrs. Drummond. I'm just going to message my mum, then I'll be off to bed soon.
Okay. And don't you worry about the thunder. It'll soon pass.
Hello? Who is this?
You know who it is.
What do you want?
You know what we want.
They must have hacked her phone.
Inspector, we are supposed to be protecting her. Fine job we're making of it.
I brought this. It's got better security software. I've given the number to her parents.
What must they be thinking?
They're not too happy, as you'd expect. I've assured them this will not happen again.
I wish I shared your confidence, Inspector.
What do you mean?
I don't at all like the way this is going. One witness has already pulled out because of threats on his life. And now, that this should happen to a young girl.
It's not unusual for witnesses to withdraw their evidence. You know that, Annie.
It's unusual on my watch, Inspector.
I'm not sure I like the tone of your voice, Annie. I'd be careful what I say if I were you.
It's my job to be careful. But someone, somewhere, has been careless.
Why don't you bring her down? Let me give this new phone. It's got a few quirks, and you know you're a bit of a technophobe.
The poor girl cried all night. Finally, she's asleep. There's no way I'm disturbing her now.
Where's the boy?
In his room. Naturally, he's pretty shaken that this should happen to his sister.
This won't happen again.
There's something else you should know.
What's that?
While we were walking on the beach, Sam says she saw someone looking down at her from the cliff top. Same height and build as the stalker.
Annie, you know and I know that with her state of mind, she's going to see stalkers everywhere.
The whole reason we have this place as a safe house is that it's so remote. I hardly ever see anyone on the cliff top. Surfers in the sea maybe, but not walkers on the cliff top.
It's not possible that anyone could know she's here. Now, I'd better be getting back.
In the light of what's happened, Inspector, I'm not so sure.
Not so sure of what?
That no one knows she's here.
Don't you start imagining things, Annie.
Oh, I have no imagination, Inspector, but I do have a very logical mind. Now, I'd better go and check on Sam.
Luca? Cool. After last night, it's going just like I said it would. There's no way she's going to make that courtroom now. You want to take it further? Well, my friend, that is up to you. I've done my bit, so now you owe me the balance of our little deal. Just make sure the money's there tomorrow night. All right? Ciao.
Ed, I want to go home.
After what happened last night, I'm not surprised.
I knew they'd follow me up here. I had to get away.
The problem is, little sis, they know where we live. The only way to stop them is to stick it out and show up in that courtroom next week.
You are joking. I'm not going anywhere near any courtroom.
And that way they'll have won. You'll be looking over your shoulder for the rest of your life. Is that what you want?
This is like living a nightmare, Ed. Please let me wake up.
You've been incredibly brave, sis. I know you've got what it takes to see this through.
I don't think so.
I do. Could have run away when you saw that hit and run, but you didn't. You stayed, you called the ambulance and the police, even though that scum came back. You might have even saved that guy's life.
I've never been so terrified.
Well,
Except last night.
that's what bravery is, Sam. Isn't it? Sticking something out even when you're scared to death.
I suppose.
And after last night, I want to see that gang in prison more than ever. Don't you?
Yeah.
You're the one who can put them there, Sam. The only one. No wonder they're trying to keep you away from that courtroom.
But what I want to know, Ed, is how they know I'm here.
I'd like to know that too, Sam. Here you are, Sam. It's fully charged, so I'll put your contacts on.
Thanks, Ed.
Why don't you come up?
I will later in my room.
Okay. What are you studying? Geography. I'm not too bad at that. Want me to test you?
No, thanks. I've done enough of revising today. I wanted to ask you something, Mrs. Drummond.
Ask away, Sam.
Are there horses around here somewhere?
There's a farm about half a mile up the road where the daughter has a pony. Why'd you ask?
It's just that after that horrible phone call and in all the thunder, I thought I could hear horses galloping and neighing.
Oh, that is interesting.
So you believe me?
Of course I believe you. Why would you make it up?
And I thought of kelpies.
Sam, that's just a myth.
But that's the thing with myths and legends, isn't it? They say kelpies appear whenever an injustice has been done. And last night, a serious injustice was done to you. So, it could be that some powerful forces are on your side, couldn't it?
That's an amazing thought. Makes me feel much better, Mrs. Drummond.
Good girl. You've been very brave. Not long to go now before they fly you to London.
They're going to fly me? What in?
Police helicopter, the full works.
Can Ed come with me?
Of course Ed will be with you.
Of course I will. I'm a tower of strength, me.
You are, honey.
Alright. Tower of strength with a sense of humour.
How are they going to get a tower of strength into a helicopter?
Sam, just come up. Go on.
Hand.
Answer it for Ed.
Hello? Hello? Oh, yeah, hi, Mum. Yeah, she's just here.
Hi, Mum. Yeah, I'm all It was horrible, but I'm okay now. Yeah, I'm off to bed. Night, Mum. Love to Dad.
Well done, Sam. Now, get a good night.
God, she scared me.
What are you doing up here?
I couldn't sleep. I started to think someone's watching the house.
So, coming outside was the really sensible idea.
I had to know.
Well, now you do. There's no one here. Let's go back inside.
Is that the galaxy Mrs. Drummond was talking about?
Yeah. The Andromeda, yeah, I think it is, yeah.
It's so beautiful. There are so many beautiful things up here, aren't there?
I wouldn't mind coming here for a holiday when all this is over. That surf looked awesome.
I could go pony tracking.
And sailing. Though, not as far as Canada.
I wonder what did become of Robert Cormack up in Canada.
It must have been so difficult, leaving everything behind.
Maybe we should ask Mrs. Drummond tomorrow.
Well, maybe so, but let's get back inside before she wakes up, yeah?
Wait, Ed. You know this new phone you got me?
I think I know what you're going to ask me.
The inspector said it has all this new security software on, didn't he?
He did.
Make it hack-proof?
Yes, yeah.
Well, does it?
To be honest with you, Sam, it doesn't look much different from your old phone.
He could have been taken in by a smart-looking salesman.
Well, maybe he was. But you'd expect different from a police officer.
Knows.
Anyway, let's get back inside, yeah?
Yeah. Oh my god, being in the sea makes you so hungry.
I can eat a horse.
What? A seahorse?
Idiot. I'll take those for you, Miss Drummond.
Oh, thanks, Ed.
How did you know that surfing was just what we needed? Ed and I were only talking about it last night.
Well, you've had a difficult time, my dear. And we find that giving our guests plenty of fresh air and exercise can really help.
That surf was mental. Ed and I want a holiday up here sometime.
Right, I've got a cottage pie that just needs 10 minutes in the oven.
You know, this place is feeling more and more like a holiday home. Fancy Mrs. D digging out those old surfboards. By the way,
Perhaps they rent it out when it's not sheltering witnesses from drug gangs?
I wouldn't have thought so. It's supposed to be a secret place, isn't it?
Yeah, but D.I. Jones did say that its cover was a holiday let.
Wait, so people actually think we're on holiday? That is so cool. By the way, did you see that man on the cliff today?
Yeah, I did.
So did I.
He was closer than last time.
Could you see his face?
No, still too far away, but still the same height and build as before.
Got some strong.
You know what, Ed? I'm starting to feel just a little bit annoyed at this perv who keeps trying to freak me out.
Nice one, this is.
I'm not using my own phone.
Okay, one moment. Big Bro to the rescue. It is Berlin.
I'm rubbish at geography.
I'm not much better. I think you have to really like a subject to be good at it.
I wonder what you have to be good at to be a detective.
Probably stuff they don't teach in schools. I don't know. Memory for good faces or sixth sense?
How about common sense? Mrs. Drummond has common sense in shed loads.
Yeah, she believes in kelpies though.
She talks about sightings of kelpies, that's different then.
I'll get it. I'm not expecting anyone though. Wonder who that could be. Yes?
I'm very sorry to bother you, but my car's broken down. And my mobile battery's flat. I couldn't possibly use your landline. I'm willing to pay.
Are you a tourist around here?
No. I've been looking at a property I'm very interested in. I work for a finance company. Here's my card.
Very well, Mr. Barlow, but you'll need to be quick. We're going out ourselves shortly.
This really is very good of you.
The landline's in the kitchen. This way.
That's the first person who's called ever since we've got here.
Aside from the Morrison's delivery van.
And the postman, but I mean people you're not expecting.
I wonder where his car's broken down.
Because he plugs his phone into it, that's what that does.
I don't know, maybe the car's battery's flat. And that's why it's broken.
Maybe.
Thank you. I'm very, very grateful to you.
That's fine. But we really must be going out ourselves now.
Just one thing before I go. I've seen you before, young lady, haven't I?
I really must ask you to leave, Mr. Barlow.
And you've seen me before, haven't you?
Now!
Maybe we'll meet again, quite soon.
That was him, wasn't it?
The company on this card has no knowledge of any Mr. T. Barlow. As alerted the local forces, they've set up a full-scale search. I am so sorry, Sam, that I let this happen.
Don't be sorry, Miss Drummond. I'm not sorry, not that I've seen what a pathetic idiot he is.
Good girl. That's the trouble with the criminal mentality. They can be clever up to a point, but sooner or later they always get careless. You see, our visitor didn't spot the CCTV camera over the door as he came in. His photo is now with every police force in the country. They know everyone.
So he won't be out there for much longer then, will he?
They'll pick him up before he's gone 10 miles.
So then I have the whole gang.
You know, don't you, Sam? This was their biggest attempt yet to stop you from giving evidence.
I do, Mrs. Drummond, and it's backfired. I'm done with being a victim.
Here, Sam. Hello? Hello? Someone there, but he's not saying anything. Right, you sleazeball. In a very short amount of time, you're going to be in a police cell. And I hope you rot there. Sum up.
Well, he probably made the call from a payphone, but we'll put a trace on it just in case.
Thanks, Mrs. Drummond. But it's supposed to be a new phone. How did they hack it?
You've gone right to the root of the problem, my dear. And a very rotten route it is too, I suspect.
The only other person who had that number, aside from our parents, was D.I. Jones, wasn't it?
Exactly. Might be the news I'm waiting for.
If it is Detective Inspector Jones, that's pretty serious, isn't it?
Well, it won't just be the gang going on trial, that's for sure.
But why would he do such an awful thing? He's part of the police.
Money, I'd guess. Unless that Forgione bloke's got something on him.
Something on him?
Yeah, you know, blackmail.
Or perhaps they've worked together before.
Could be.
They've got the stalker!
Brilliant!
And as I'd hoped, it took very little questioning to get the name of his accomplice.
You mean he's grassed up D.I. Jones?
Colloquially speaking, Ed? Yes.
But will one person's testimony be enough? You could say it was made up out of malice.
Goodness, Ed. I hope you're thinking of a career as a detective. You're right, though. We're going to need more than that. And where do you think we can get it?
Well, there's the rest of the gang, isn't there? They're all in custody. And there's top dog, Enrico Forgione.
So what kind of incentive could be offered, do you think, for their cooperation?
It could be taken into account with their sentencing.
Exactly. I've also heard that D.I. Jones is on his way here. He should be with us in a couple of hours.
Perhaps he's given me a nice new phone.
Perhaps he is. But before he gets here, I need to have a word with the boys at the station.
Are you sure you wanted to move your rook?
Positive. I've got a plan, Nick.
Did you plan on my bishop doing this?
Yes.
Take your time,
Very big of you.
because your king is very vulnerable.
I know.
That was the boys. They tell me the CCTV is working nicely. Oh, and they said your king is very vulnerable.
I know.
So does that mean that they're like watching and listening to everything we do?
Everything we say and do is being filmed and recorded in the smallest detail. Ah, that sounds like the idea. Right.
It's me, Annie! Is this new procedure?
Keep the door locked at all times. Since our recent visitor, yes, Inspector.
I hear he's been apprehended.
Didn't take them long.
Is he talking?
Singing like a nightingale, Inspector.
So I take it he's confessed to being the stalker?
Oh, he's confessed to a great deal more than that.
What do you mean?
I think you know exactly what I mean.
Come on, Annie. All this mystery doesn't cut it with me. What's he been saying?
Oh, he's been saying who gave him Sam's mobile number, who told him where the safe house was, oh, and who is being well paid for all this information, Inspector.
A deadbeat like him makes it up as it goes along.
A deadbeat like him has been fully and comprehensively checked by the rest of the gang, Inspector.
Checkmate.
Couldn't have put it better myself, Sam. I wouldn't bother, Inspector. They'll pick you up even more quickly than the deadbeat. these for the journey, in case there are any delays.
Thanks, Mrs. Drummond. You've been awfully kind to us.
Oh, just doing my job, Sam, and not always that well either. It's you two who are the real stars.
Hey, we're going to ask.
Oh, yeah. What became of Robert Cormac in Canada?
Well, Canada was a land of opportunity for an enterprising man like Robert Cormac. He got himself an education, became a lawyer, and then a judge. Quite a brilliant one by all accounts. That's the Scots for you.
That's fantastic.
And he was like you, Sam. He wasn't one to let an injustice spoil his life. He fought back.
This is it.
Come on, let's get you aboard.
BBC Radio 4 News. Today, drugs baron Enrico Forgione and his 5 gang members each received life sentences for triple murder, attempted murder, and importing more than £500 million worth of cocaine into the UK. Judge James Cable praised the 16-year-old key witness for her courage in testifying, despite repeated attempts at intimidation by the gang.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming to see our thriller. We'd like to invite you now to join the cast and crew here in the hall for a little social and Q&A. It's quite a few years since Perrier Players gave you a full-length thriller. Also, we've done quite a few things for the very first time, and we'd love to have your views. So if you please welcome back the cast and the writer and director, Jane Ryan. Direct my first question, please, over to Jane. So, Perrier Players are well known for their comedies. Why a thriller?
It was high time, I think everybody agreed. I spoke to a lot of people this week as well, and everyone's just said, just really great for Perrier Players, especially the younger people, to be showing we can do serious drama. So it was high time to get people on the edge of their seats, and you're a lovely audience. I could see you were quite on the edge of your seats, were you? Oh, yes. So, there you go.
With so many potential players out there, why did you decide to write it yourself?
There wasn't anything that did justice to the youth that we have. We know that we're quite special at Perrier Players in that we have Livewire, and our youth arm, who've been with us for a number of years. We've seen people coming up from, knee-high to a grasshopper, going up through the pantomimes and going on to mature to become very, very fine young actors. I wanted to showcase that talent. I looked around. I couldn't see anything out there that would do justice to the talent that we have in our group. I've always worked with young people. I've written novels about, teaching fire thrillers and the rest of it, and I have a huge respect for the talent that we have in our group. So in the end, it was okay. We'll sit down and write it yourself. There you go.
So, what led you to this particular subject matter?
I think if you're going to write a thriller, it's better if it's concentrated with a small number of people, which did put huge demands on my cast because each one had, most of them, apart from this guy here, had a lot of lines. Oh, great presence though, yes? You didn't hear the stalker across that stage, did you? No. So, yeah, very creepy.
What are the pros and cons of part sharing that you found during this performance and the rehearsals?
It was good, I think, because, well, like Jane said, you got like the sort of double amount of like people you can show the talent that they've got, which I quite like. But also because you can watch how they do things and learn from them. So it doesn't put you on the spot. To kind of, you can do your own thing. I like that. So yeah.
You had a lot of lines to learn. How did you learn your lines?
That's the question, really, isn't it? Mainly just by reading it and watching the other person do her class. It's just, yeah.
I saw a lot of evidence of people supporting each other, coaching each other, working with each other independently. So while some guys were on the stage rehearsing, I would see any number of other rehearsals going on with other characters all around the hall. So you did an awful lot of extra time rehearsing. So yeah, and I take my hat off to that because I did work you guys hard, and I made life very hard for them too because it was written quite filmically. So sometimes they had to shout their lines off stage. Well, it's hard enough sometimes in this place to get the words to the back of the hall. But then your director says, "Oh, by the way, you're saying this off stage, so you have to be extra loud." Well, so I did make their life very, very hard. I think they responded brilliantly.
And there are very few parts, so did you find that this made it quite demanding in terms of the workload and the rehearsal?
Yeah, it is difficult when there's such a small cast because obviously you've got quite a lot of lines to learn. We won't mention the fact that we were still going over our lines just before we went on stage.
No, that's just giving it away, don't
I won't mention that at all.
Don't mention it. I think we've got away with that.
We don't mention that.
But yeah, it was very focused on you, and especially for me, I've only ever done pantos, and this size cast, it means that you're really aware of what's going on, and yeah, the focus is it's quite daunting.
It's also good because you know their strengths and weaknesses, and you can kind of help out if you see, that's the line that they always forget. You can jump in and you support each other. So that works really well, I think, if it's a small cast.
Okay. One of the big differences in this show has been the use of the gauze. We first saw it in the panto. And what were your reasons for using it in Safe House?
But it goes back to my dim and distant past when I've never written for stage before, but I used to write scripts for training films. So I'm a kind of film person by background. So when I saw the gauze in the pantomime, it just lit me up. And I saw so many possibilities for such an exciting combination of the very best of live drama with the possibilities of film as well. And looking from the back, it was very exciting just seeing those lovely scenes as we come over the Highlands, like being in a cinema, and then the gauze goes back and you've got the live action on stage. And that to me was really exciting. I just thought there are huge possibilities here for what we can do. So yeah, I've actually written a thriller for next year as well, and I'm working on the third one. Because the possibilities with the gauze and the live on stage stuff are so massive. It's incredibly exciting. I think we were all quite astonished when we first saw the gauze in action, weren't we? Because I'd only seen it in the pantomime, and I had no idea really what it was going to look like. But it's quite a thrill, wasn't it? Seeing that Highland shot and everything, and the northern lights and stuff like that. It's just like, how many more beautiful things can we project up into the audience?
I love it with the stars with that scene.
That took a lot of research from some really authentic. It was Shutterstock, which had the stars had to twinkle, so it had to be running live footage that cycled without anyone seeing the join. So I did a lot of research and the Shutterstock, but it's not, I don't get paid for advertising, but they do have some really high quality stuff. You pay a license fee and you can use it any number of times for that one production. And I love that Starry Night shot.
Were there any particular technical challenges? I mean, I know you've got the stage where you have the door at the back, and obviously you've got very limited props on stage. Was there anything that was a challenge that you in particular had to overcome?
Massive, and I was totally incapable of dealing with any of those. So I would like to ask Reese, more lighting magician. I'd like to have Craig Hunt, our technical guy, and I would like to have our new recruit, Windsor Cooper, please all stand up and take some applause, because I rely on people who are brilliant at what they do. Boy, these people brought the whole thing to life. Reese especially, who designed the whole set. What you saw when you came in, I wanted people to walk into an experience, not come and watch a play. So you kind of walked into the lighting surrounding you, and I wanted you to feel part of it. So it really pick you up and carry you along. So cinematographic plus the best of live drama, and these guys brought it to life for me. So thank you all.
Question from the middle there.
And I mean, as well as that, as we walked in and all the way through, we were gripped by the score. Edgy, exciting, dramatic, just push things forwards. Did Danny write that?
Danny Ryan, yeah, our composer's son, who's just completing the second year of his master's course in the Royal College of Music as a film scoring composer, and who's currently working on a first commission for a wildlife photographer as well. So Danny wrote this, would you believe, about 10 years ago. He's about 26 now, 10 years. But I spotted it on his website and said, oh, can we have that please for the thriller? And it's perfect because he wrote it initially for a possible computer game, which means that you can dip in and out of it for sequential stuff between scenes. Totally perfect for that, and totally perfect for playing the audience in as well. So yeah, thank you, Danny.
So, I mean, this seems like a rhetorical question now. Will you be using the gauze again?
I'm on the committee, and I'm so paranoid about this precious gauze. I store it at a spring farm where we live when it's not in use, because I'm so paranoid about it being damaged. And because I'm on the committee, it's going to be an agenda item to have a backup gauze. Because I want to use it so much.
Make it rain, Jane, make it rain. Any further questions?
Yeah, how's your knitting going?
Slowly. I'm just getting into knitting my puppies, and then the blooming phone rings. I thought I'd have finished what
You didn't seem to grow very far.
That's the second question on knitting in 2 nights.
I know. I'm in danger of being typecast.
And yes, again?
Like I say, you had a lovely time in the pantomime. Have you enjoyed this as much or better?
I've definitely enjoyed this as much, definitely.
Good. Yeah. Looking to be part of it.
Well, I'd like to say thank you to all my cast, because they've thrown themselves behind this production. They had no idea if I could write plays at all, and I just think they've been absolute stars. They've given it 120%. So I would like to just say thank you to all my beautiful cast. So can we just say thank you?
And we'll see you in 2019. Thank you.
Thank you for being such a great audience.